Welcome everyone, welcome to the webinar. It's great to share my personal experience with all of you. Today we're going to present to you an intro of physiological modeling using the cardiovascular model as an example. Before we dive into the actual agenda of today's talk, I want to spend a brief amount of time introducing Entelos. Entelos is a pioneer in applying computer-based physiolab simulation technologies for pharmaceutical and consumer product industries. We were founded in 1996 and work with a large number of international pharmaceutical companies in the world, with 200 plus projects that we worked on in the last five years, applying to solve complex questions and decisions involving drug development entire pipeline. Our team comprises of PhD biologists, engineers, and software development experts. We are the leader in building large physiological mechanistic models with more than 15 years of experience. Okay, so today we're going to dive into three main agenda items. Let's start with an introduction to physiological simulations. With advances in medical sciences and technologies, now we have the luxury of having access to rich multidimensional data ranging from clinical data, physiological data at system level, and information at molecular and cellular level. The question is how to best leverage the rich information and make smarter drug development decisions. The Entelos approach to this question is a unique one. We built large quantitative mechanistic disease models because we believe that you can leverage our technology to solve key challenges that blocks the efficiency in drug development R&D. We can help you to better understand mechanism behind how a target works. And we can also help you to evaluate the impact of patient variability in their responses to clinical interventions when you're looking at your investigational drug. By running virtual trials using virtual patient and virtual population technology, which are cornerstones of what we do, you can envision the future before doing it. You can run virtual trials and understand your advantages and risks. You can do comparisons to standard of care and design a competitive trial with the right biomarkers and patient phenotypes. In essence, we help you manage risk and maximize value. Over the past 15 years, Entelos physiological models have supported projects across the entire pharmaceutical R&D lifecycle. Our experience has shown that the role of the physiological models differ throughout the R&D lifecycle, where in early development, we focus on decreasing risk for you by providing the right insight into the right target and right translation strategy. We help you to support a fail early paradigm in that case. In later development cycles, we focus on accelerate success for you by working with your preclinical and clinical groups and help you gain insight into selecting the right biomarkers, right patient, and designing the right trial. Many of our customers are investing in physiological models, and recent research has shown an 18% increase in investment. It is, however, important to understand that there is a journey to the investment illustrated in this slide. There are different types of models obviously, ranging in size and complexity and their optimal application. Typically, the investment starts with the PK/PD groups investing and investigating physiological pathways, then building out to targeted models, which are smaller in size but able to answer some physiology-related questions. Larger models can answer more complex questions, and they capture more complete landscape of disease pathophysiology, which is likely to be multifactorial and multi-tissue by nature. Disease models can support better decisions as they are more robustly tested by incorporating more data and more details in the biology. When you want to invest in physiological models, you would want to start with a choice of model that is robust and scalable for full disease models, as you're likely to continue to evolve the technology internally over time. For further illustration in this slide, the advantages of large disease models include address complex compensating adaptive feedback loops, redundancies, and nonlinearities that are enormously complex in human body. Insights from those models are likely to be more robust as the model itself includes more data and more rigorous calibration steps. Larger models enable us to investigate the connections of pathway all the way out to outcome. And larger models also allows us to research our questions in the larger cohort and larger populations, which might not be available and accessible with the smaller models. In addition to model size and complexity, our customers are investigating and investing in larger cohorts and population technology with larger disease models. By generating virtual cohorts and population, research groups can test different hypotheses more rapidly, as well as understanding how the market may respond to a therapy. Larger models enables us to investigate impact of patient variability within a larger virtual population on clinical outcomes that are likely to be overlooked by smaller models or a single virtual patient. This slide summarizes the importance of cohort and population modeling, and the pathway models can be a valuable tool to support and understand the quantitative relationship of target pathway and how the drug candidate interact with the target and influence it. Targeted models are good to test efficacy potential for a given target and help adjust dosing accordingly. These models also enables cohorts to be generated and enable testing and comparison with standard of care. However, the limited size of the targeted models and the inability to do population work limits the questions and the complex questions and complex research that you can do with the targeted models. The most and greatest insight and understanding comes from the full disease models with the ability to calibrate clinical populations. The approach enables research groups to understand market responses, understand risk, and identify biomarkers for patient stratification. In essence, the combination of full disease models and population research that the full model can support your company's transition from a blockbuster approach to a more stratified, personalized medicine regime. It's important to recognize that our physiological models incorporate hundreds to thousands of data points that are fully calibrated to generate insights. And we calibrate our models using therapies that manipulate and changes the dynamic of the entire system. For example, for the cardiovascular model, we use a whole set of cardiovascular drug classes, and we calibrate against a large number of randomized clinical trials. In the event where we find inconsistency between our model behavior and clinical data, we always go back and reparameterize, change parameter value, and make sure that our model is completely in agreement with the behavior and reported changes in the clinical data. And that's the basis of our research with our partners and clients. And our model has been tested against hundreds of customer engagement recently and have been proven to work in the past 15 years.